32, no husband, no kids. Haya, utadu. Hi darlings, I've missed talking to you so much. So today I want us to talk about pressures of life, just life in general. And I think when you look at life pressures, they stem from three main sources. One is a society, the second is your peers, and the third is yourself. So I'm going to come to bridge this through my own story. Like I've mentioned it a couple of times now in my previous videos. I'm living at home with my mom, that's in Mombasa, and I'm 32 years old. So let me rewind for you a bit. I went to various schools in Mombasa. Then my last primary school was in a Taita Academy in Watate. Then I went to high school in Maryhill. Then I went to campus in Catholic University Nairobi. So I spent a majority of my teenage on this other side of on the Nairobi side of, you know. And then I came back to Mombasa at some point. No, actually, when I was in Nairobi, I'm sorry. I stayed there for a while. I went to Kenya School of Law. Then I got to jobs at a law firm, so I was there for a while. After a while, things were not working out for me. I came back home. Then I went to a very long period of, you know, just trying to balance myself out, especially after my dad's passing and all. So then after a while, I got a job here. When I got the job here, I worked there for a while. Then the company I was working with in Mombasa transferred me to Nairobi. When I was in Nairobi, I applied for another job, the company I'm with right now, and I worked there for, let's say, almost 2.5 years. Then now last year they transferred me back to Mombasa. So like a few months before I was transferred back, I moved house. I just wanted a new lease on life and everything, so I moved house. I bought new things. I was just looking forward to everything and growing in this, you know, this Nairobi. I was so looking forward to everything in life. So I just bought house. I pimped up my house, my apartment, the apartment I moved in, and life was dandy. Like not even, I don't think it was even 3 weeks or even a month after I moved. I was coming from night shift, and I get called to the office, and I'm like, there's a letter for you. So I'm like, okay. So what did I do exactly? No, I've been a model, work, yeah, a person. I've been coming to work. I think everything is okay. You know, when you get called to the office, so many things run through your head. So no, the lady who called me told me, there's a letter for you. Went got my letter. It's a transfer letter. Like you know, shock. Yes, so I just took my letter, went to the we have staff buses which used to ferry us. I got into the bus, went home, opened my letter, and I cried, people, and I can cry. So after that, I called my mom, and I couldn't even talk. I was devastated. I couldn't believe that I was actually going back. In my head, I was going in reverse, in reverse of what I had hoped and what I had believed and dreamed for myself. I was going back home. So it took me days. I was so low. Got encouragement from my aunties and my mom. We're a tight-knit family, my mom's side of the family, and we have great faith. We're people of faith. So kept telling me, you know, you don't know. My mom asked me, what do you want to do? You know, where I work, you can appeal. Do you want to appeal? So I thought about it. Then I'm like, No, I think, okay, actually I didn't appeal because honestly to me I thought the whole process of now going to write a letter, taking it to my boss, no, I don't want to move, why don't you want to move? I just thought that is just too much, so this is a bitter pill, but I'll swallow it and I will move back. So one of the things that really was weighing heavy on my mind was moving back home. I'm going to move back home. And one of the best things my mom and even my aunties told me was that, yes, you're going back to Mombasa, but you don't have to move back home. You can get your own place. And because I was thinking, I have all these things, I bought these new things, so what am I going to do with them? I had too many things on my mind at the same time. So after that, my sweet mom found a place for me. She sent me a video and pictures. I loved it, so I paid the deposit and everything. So I actually looked for a moving company, carried my things, and off we went to Mombasa. So I reached Mombasa, I settled in, everything. I made that. The house was gorgeous, amazing, beautiful house in a lovely area which I really loved, and I'd always dreamed of actually living there. And I stayed there for a while, and I found myself most of the times, because I work on shifts. So when I work during the day, a day shift, in the evening I come to my mom's because my mom's place is closer. And I stay there overnight, and then now when I after I go for my night shift, when I leave in the morning, that's when I go to my place. So this became like a habit. At some point I got into serious prayer because I needed direction for my life. I needed to figure out what exactly is my purpose, because I saw how I was moving. I was not happy. I was not happy with my direction, and I was lost. And that feeling and that way led me into, a self-destructive thoughts and actions towards myself. So I got serious into prayer, and at some point I started. I being a person of faith, believe it is God's way of speaking to me and to my life. So I sat down and I figured, okay, I spend half of my time at my mom's place anyway. So why am I paying all this rent? I can use this rent I'm paying to do something else. So I wasn't willing to let go of my things. I sat down, I prayed about it. I asked a couple of people who I trust to give me sound advice. What do you think? I'm thinking of this. What do you think? Then I broached my mom. What do you think? I'm thinking of this. And she's always, my mom is one of, oh my God, God blessed me. She supports almost every decision. As long as it's a sound decision, she has my back always. And initially she was willing to receive me from Nairobi, but she also supported my idea of me renting my own place. So I thought, okay, it's only my mom in this house. My mom is not a fuddy-duddy. She doesn't say you have to do this, you have to be here, you have to do that. She lets you live your life. So why am I felt like I was working against myself by renting my own space, whereas I can come and move here with mom. We can share ideas, share space. I can help out at home, and I can still do some savings and do other things that I want to do, including the thoughts I've been having of doing my master's degree, because I've halted it for the longest time because I wasn't sure which direction I actually wanted to go in. So flashback to December, I packed my things and I moved back home. I was I was on leave in January, so I wanted that time to settle in and everything. So it has been the greatest thing. I don't know, sometimes I think we are our own greatest enemies. We work so hard to try and prove things, whereas if we surrender to life, life gets so so much better. But I know this is because of also, I will start with society. Society sees me, I'm a 33-year-old lady. Society believes that, and this is a great belief, I'm not pointing to any particular place or country, but it is just general in life. At my age 32, I probably should be married with at least 3 kids, or at least married with 1 kid, and employed, and maybe in a senior position or something like that. That's society. That's what society has branded we should be, and it is okay if that is someone's life path. I have cousins who are doing so well and who are at that stage and at that age and that stage, and it's so beautiful, and I see it, and I'm so happy for them, and I rejoice in their babies because I love the babies. I have my sister is younger than me. Hi Carol, love you. My sister is younger than me. She has a great job. She's getting married soon. I have my older sister who's also married with 2 kids. I love those babies, but that just hasn't been my path yet. Your peers can also, whether directly or indirectly, influence you in this way, because there's so many people, let's say I went to school with and grew up with. I see, even if I don't meet personally, I see on Facebook, I see on Instagram, they're sharing photos of their wives or husbands, their kids, they're traveling to this place and to this place. So your peers and the society now influence how you think you should be. There was a very big time in my life where I thought I did not receive pressure from my family. I should say this, as I said, I have the greatest mom in the world. She's never told me, hey, umefika hii miaka una bwana, hakuna watoto, unafanya. No, she has never ever, and I'm so grateful for that, because probably I would be seriously beating myself up if that's the kind of parent I have. And it happens to other people, not to judge anyone, but it does. And so the society's what the society deems I should be, and what my peers maybe are living, or how my peers are living, sometimes can influence how you think, how I think about myself. It has, and I've had to fight for myself many times. At work, a colleague would say, hey, even so wewe unaringa, you're being too picky. Why are you being too picky? I'm like, if I'm going to spend the rest of my life with someone, I'd like to spend it with someone who I actually like, if I am. Oh, then if you don't want Amanda because you say all men, I don't know, there's this presumption that if you're not married, it's because you think that all men are this and that, or you have this type of man who is perfect and that man doesn't exist, and blah blah blah. No, it just happens that it's not been my time. The other people will say, okay, so if you then don't want a husband, then at least get yourself a kid. You're 32, you're not getting any younger, your eggs will expire, all that blah 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 blah. And it's okay, that's the opinion, but at the end of the day, there are things there's a certain way for me, what is right for me, that I believe I should go at, and all this right now I've put in God's hands. So I do not want to have this pressure to do something that is not from me, from my heart, just so that I appear normal to other people. So the self-criticism and self-judgment comes in once in a while, but at least now I have that stability, because I know where I'm going, I know what I want, I know what I'm aiming for. I have that stability to say, or to tell someone, no, that is not how it's going to go. This is what I want for my life, and those things that I cannot control, I have put them in God's hands. And as I respect your opinion and your advice, also respect my opinion and my choice for myself to live the way I want to live. But it's hard. But I think if you what moving back home has taught me. Let me try and make you see this maybe through your point of view, if you're maybe in my similar situation or you've been there. Something happened to you and you thought, my God, this is the end of the world. Maybe you're let go from work, maybe a relationship didn't work out, maybe a friendship didn't work out, and you thought, what, I sasa maisha imeisha, it's done, it's over. But then after some time, you actually saw that what happened redirected you into a greater, better version of yourself. You were not aware, but that's where life was taking you. So any time, like the same story with me, with coming back here. When I was coming back here, I thought my world is now ending. For the longest time, for like months, I think from June, because I came back in June, till September, beginning of September, that's when I actually grasped that I'm here, and I actually accepted. And after I did that, things started to move in such a magnificent way. Not to use a big word, it's not a big word, because I've seen eons of magical things happening in my life, to use the term magic. And it's because I first accepted where I'm at, and then I put my faith first, my faith forward, and I decided, okay, I'm here. This is my circumstance right now. I can't change this circumstance. I can pray and I can do my best every single day. And the book also helped. And that's one of the things that, that's why I did it as one of the videos, because the attitude of gratitude really started getting me to where I needed to be, as far as my mentally, as far as my thinking was. It got me to where I needed to be. I started to see the good things that I have, the things I've been blessed with, my family, my friends, the support. I have a job, I have things other people my age don't necessarily have. Might not be in this country, but even in this country, in other countries where I work, I have people who are my age. They're not doing the job I am doing, and they would love to do the job I am doing. So even if it's not where I wanted to be at this moment, and it's not what I'd designed for myself, and that is another thing. It's there's a perception you have, but if you open up yourself to the possibilities, I'm telling you, there's so much more you can do. Remember, who are you? What do you want to do? What are your goals? What really makes you happy? And when you start thinking from this place, and you start now, like the attitude of gratitude, as I mentioned it earlier, and I think I should mention it again, that I have the book here. This now started to change the way I saw life and the way I saw myself. Basically, let me read something for you here. When I started counting my blessings, my whole life changed. That's from Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson is a singer-songwriter. For you who are music fans, you know this. So one of the practices now, in the second part of this, because this video is about the pressure, life pressures, and also in part it's about continuing our magical series. So one of the practices which I started to do when I got this book was to write my blessings. I have a list. I do it, okay, I've done it, I used to do it religiously, but now I do it every other day, and not because sometimes I find myself, now I have to film, or sometimes I have to go here, sometimes I have to do this, but I try to do it as often as possible. Every day I have the time. But to start with, I would really encourage you to make it a daily habit. If you make it a daily habit, then even if you keep writing it down, you always do it mentally. My blessings for the day. I write down if it's a compliment someone gave me, if it's something my mom told me or did for me, if it's something a stranger told me or did for me, if something happened at work, if something happened on the way to work, if something happened at home, if I watched something that encouraged me or someone that encouraged me, I write my blessing. If it's having a good bed, right now most of my things are in storage. I'm basically using things that were at home, except for my clothes and shoes, and of course my TV. I have to have. Anyone who knows me knows I have to have my TV with me. So apart from my clothes, my shoes, accessories, and I have just my TV with me. Everything else, my bed, my seats, everything is in storage. So, but I came to realize that even because I stay in the SQ at our home, the servants' quarter at our home, because we're only two of us. So my mom stays in the main house and I stay in the SQ. But I really love it here. I realized that I don't know why I was fronting. I love being here. I love my space. It's a small place. It keeps me sane. When you have a big place and you have OCD tendencies like me, you tend to wonder, oh, how is this, where is this, how do I place this, how do I clean this? I have just my own little tiny space, and I love it. It's so comfortable, it's so cozy, there's nothing I lack. Yeah, so when you start to change your perspective, like I think the first list of gratitude there is like, I have a comfortable bed to sleep in, I have a beautiful big TV to watch, I have air conditioning system, or I have a fan, I have clothes, some which I don't even wear, and that's for another video, but I do my hauls and I give what I don't wear for a while. I have so much. And once you realize that your life is so full and so blessed, you don't even need anything extra. And I'm telling you, and it's not a joke, things start to appear and things start to happen and people start to appear and people start to happen that actually continue to change and grow and add to your life in ways that you did not imagine. Between September and we're in March, I have seen my life change in ways I did not think could happen to me. Partly I did not believe I deserved it, partly I did not believe I had the ability or the talent or even the what can I say? I just did not believe enough in myself and in others to think that I could get there. So once we read of what society expects us to be, once we read of what other people are living their lives, once you start accepting yourself for who you are and where you are in life and start seeing the blessings that you actually have, then trust you me, your life will change. I'm not speaking from hearsay. I'm not speaking from just reading a book or just watching something. I'm speaking this from personal life experience. So whatever you might be going through, whatever you think, oh my God, I'm going backwards. Nothing. I am 32. I am single. I don't have any babies. Let me tell you, I have so many babies to love on. Beautiful, gorgeous babies to love on, and they keep on adding every day. If I am blessed to have a family of my own, I'm grateful. If that's not in my card, let me not say that back. I don't know tomorrow, and I don't want to think about it in those sense. I just want to appreciate what I have in my life right now and where I'm at in my life right now. So that's basically how I've experienced life in life pressures, those the peer pressure, the society pressure, and pressure for myself in a nutshell. We'll continue with this series. I love getting to sit down and just talking to you guys, and I think I'm getting better now in this YouTube thing. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. I want to say thank you Thank you to my new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It is free, and we are growing and we're going places, guys. So thank you for all who subscribe. Dixon, I have your question. I'm going to answer it. Marianne, I have your question. I think I partly answered it, but I'll still do a Q&A and answer you better. Matu, I also have your video lined up somewhere. I got your suggestion. Thank you so much for all who are giving me suggestions. Keep them coming. I want to say a special thanks to Josiah. Josiah is my friend from campus who we were not in communication for a while, and I just happened to call him and he came through with the Huawei. It is amazing. I need to do a review for this phone. It is amazing. He brought it to me personally at home. He brought the screen protector, the cover, the USB. He organized everything for me. So thank you so much, Josiah. Thank you, Huawei, for creating this amazing phone, Huawei Y9. You should really check it out if you're looking to buy a new phone, and especially if you have ambitions of being a YouTuber or a blogger. It's an amazing phone. I will do a small preview of it to the best of my capability at some later point. So thank you so much, guys. Keep on watching, keep on supporting. I love you. God bless you too.